Am I audible to everyone? Yeah. Yeah, I have not shared my screen. I'm sharing it. So give me 1 minute. Hello. Yes. I can't hear you. Sorry. Still no, I can't hear you. Can you put it in the chat? Okay, hope you all can see my screen. Now I'm going to create level 2 DAG.py. So last time we have seen level 1, right? So this is a level 2 DAG.py. Okay, so this is our level 2 DAG.py. Let me keep the same nomenclature. Okay, so this is our level 2 DAG. In this DAG, what we are going to do, let me tell you. Okay, let me tell you what we are going to do. And before that, I have not created the, let me see whether I have created the environment or not. Yeah, environment is ready and it was not deleted yet. See, it has, it up almost more than 2000 rupees. I have not deleted it. I forgot to delete it. Yeah, anyway, that's fine. So see here, this is what I wanted to do today. So for example, assume that this is our Google Cloud platform. Inside the Google Cloud platform, I wanted to create the data pro cluster. Okay, create cluster. First task is that I wanted to create a data pro cluster. Okay, and after that, next task is that if you have some 5 jobs or 10 jobs, whatever the how many jobs if you have, okay, submit those 5 jobs. Submit the jobs. Okay, submit the jobs. Once all the jobs are successful, once all the jobs are successful, I wanted to delete the cluster. Okay, I wanted to delete the cluster. So this is what I wanted to do. So from the Airflow, from the composer, don't forget that composer and Airflow both are same. The only difference is it is a fully managed service provided by the Google Cloud platform. So what I wanted to do is that from the composer, I wanted to create the cluster. Then I wanted to submit the jobs. Then I wanted to delete the cluster. So that means I am creating a DAG where it will be doing these 3 tasks one by one, step by step. Okay, once the cluster is created, whatever the jobs you have, you are going to submit it and you are going to delete the cluster as well. So this is what you're going to do. Okay, so for this one, we need the operator for each task. For this operator, we will search in the documentation what is this operator. For this one also, we will search in the documentation what could be this operator and this one also. Okay. First, let us try to start with this thing. First, let us try to import the modules. Then we will one by one, let us start working on it. Okay. What I am going to do, let me open my level 1 dag.py. Okay. Let me open my, sorry, level 1 dag I am opening. Okay, not here. I'm opening my level 1 dag.py, sir. This is my level 2. This is my level 1. Whatever the things that I have done here, right? So I'm going to copy these things first. And I will remove those operators because importing all the modules is our first step. Right. These two operators, we do not know that yet. What are the operators that we need to do? But this is something that I am copying. Importing all the modules. Import Airflow, from Airflow, import to DAG. Okay. So this is what I wanted to do. Next, what is our task? We have to define the DAG. So for defining the DAG, I'm copying this thing. So I will just copy this entire thing and I will try to change the task. Okay, I will try to change the task. First, what I will do, import this thing. So the task 1, task 3, I'm not sure what is task 3. Task 2 also, I'm not sure what is task 2. Task 1 also, I'm not sure what is task 1. Okay, but defining the tag is same. We have to define here it is. Maybe I'm just a print hello. This is my first task. Okay, you can think of like this is my second task. This is my third task. Let us try to, and you should know that when you see here, uh, do we have any parallel task here? Do we have any parallel task? No, because once the cluster is created, only I can able to submit it. Once the jobs are successful, only I can able to delete the cluster. So all of these tasks are dependent on one by one. So that's the reason this is not parallel. I am going to do it like this. Okay, so this is how it is. Task 1, task 2, task 3. Now let us create the task 1 and task 2 and task 3. And here the arguments I have not uploaded, so I'm going to keep the arguments also. Where is that arguments? Yeah, here it is. I'm going to copy the arguments. I am not changing any arguments, sir. My main intention is to just to create the task and run it. Okay, so this is what is that. So if you have any variables also, you can able to create it here. For now, I'm not doing anything. So you can see here, I have imported all the modules, defined the DAG properly. While defining the DAG, I have mentioned the DAG ID. So the DAG ID should be what, sir, now? It should be level 2 DAG underscore composer. Schedule interval, I am mentioning the same schedule. If you wanted to change it like 6:30, it's your wish. 7:30. Default arguments, here you can able to see owner is the developer, date time, starting date and retry, starting date and retry. And next we have to define the task properly. Now what is our first task, sir? Our first task is to create the Dataproc cluster. Okay, for creating the Dataproc cluster, what I wanted to do is that we wanted to need to have an operator which will tell you how to create a cluster. So I'm going to go here, operator to create Dataproc cluster, Airflow operator, sorry, Airflow operator to create a data pro cluster. Okay. Now see here, data proc operators. Okay, you can see here, create cluster operator is there. Create a cluster. When you create a data pro cluster, you have options to choose the compute engine as the deployment platform. In this configuration, data proc automatically provision the required compute engine virtual machines to run the cluster. So you see here, so here it is the cluster creation task. So if you wanted to create a cluster, so the operator is this one. Data proc create cluster operator. And here they have mentioned some task ID, create cluster, project ID, cluster configuration. Cluster configuration is something that when you wanted to create a cluster, you should mention the machine configuration. You should mention the which machine you are going to do it, what is the boot size, all the things, right? So they have mentioned the machine configuration separately here. Okay. Once the machine configuration is done, where in which region you wanted to create the cluster name, right? You have to provide the cluster name also. So for that one, I am going to copy this thing. All the variables I am going to create one by one. First, this is my task. This is my task. Create cluster. Indentation must, otherwise it will fail. So first thing is that we need to define the operator which we are using. So I'm going to go here. Sorry, where I have mentioned. Here it is. Okay, that's fine. I wanted to copy it. I don't want it to do it here. I'm going to go here and do it. Okay. Same thing. I have copied it. First thing I wanted to, let me go to variable section. Let me try to define each and everything. First, operator has to be imported. So to import the operator, you can click on this source. Once you click on the source, it will open, and here you will be able to see from Airflow.providers, Google Cloud.operators, Dataproc import, Dataproc cluster operator, Dataproc delete cluster operator, Dataproc submit job operator. All the three are luckily available here only. I am going to copy it. I'm going to go to my import section. This is where I am going to. And you have already used this cluster operator. So see here, the definition error was gone. Now the project ID, copy this project ID, go here. I'm going to create a variable section. This is my variable section where you can create variables. So this is my first variable. So what is my project ID? You can come here, you can check here the project ID. Okay. And after that, come here and paste it properly. And the cluster configuration. For the cluster configuration, it is already mentioned here. You can go and copy this entire thing. Copy this entire cluster configuration and go to your board and mention it here. This is your cluster configuration, right? And after that, you have a region. Copy this region, and if you wanted to select any region, you can able to select it as something like US Central 1. US Central 1. Okay, something like any region. You can also see here they have might have used some region called Europe West 1. Anything. You can select any region, US Central 1 or Europe West 1. Anything is fine. For now, you can also select the same thing. Or you can mention Europe Central 1, that's also fine. Okay. And after that, sorry. After that, you go down and provide the cluster name also. What could be your cluster name? So if you wanted to create a cluster, right, in the data proc, it's gonna ask you the very first thing is the cluster name. You have to provide the proper cluster name. I'm gonna say test underscore cluster or test cluster. Okay, the cluster name is test cluster, sir. Okay, so this is once this is all once this is also done, you can see here all the variables we have defined properly. My task name is create cluster. I'm going to copy this task name and I'm going to put it here. Okay, so create cluster is my task, and I have mentioned data pro create clusters, task ID, and after that the project ID, cluster configuration, region, and cluster name. All the details I have defined it, and variables also I have properly mentioned it. That means with this one, if I run it, the cluster has to be created. Okay, that's one. And next task is that I wanted to I wanted to submit a job. Okay, so submit a job. See here, when I click on the submit job here, you have here submit a job to the cluster. Dataproc supports submitting jobs of different big data components. The list of currently includes Spark, Hadoop, Pig, and Hive. For more information, we can click on these links. To submit a job to the cluster, you need to have a proper source file, guys. So what we are going to do first, I'm going to copy this thing. I'm going to paste it there, and one by one I will look for what are the things that I need to provide. I will see. Okay, if you see here, it is a PySpark job. Luckily we have a PySpark job, and for the PySpark job you have to provide these references. If it is a Spark SQL, you can also mention this thing, or if it is a Spark job, so you have Hive job, Hadoop job, so Pig job, whatever the job you wanted to have it, all the examples are readily available here. What you have to do is, for our thing, our job is PySpark job. I'm going to copy this thing. So this is my task 2. This is my task 2. I have mentioned it here. Follow the indentation properly. See here, I'm going to mention it like this. It would be easy. Okay, see here, the cluster is already defined at the top, and the PySpark job we have to import it. Region is already defined here, and project ID also defined here. The PySpark job we have to mention. So that means, where is your file, where is your code file, source code, and what is your uh, let us see, for to which cluster you have to submit this PySpark job. Let us try to see all of those. So you have to define this PySpark job properly. So it is already here. You copy it. So you can look at it here. First thing, the reference, the project ID it is asking. We already know. And the cluster. See, you have a PySpark job, but to which cluster you wanted to submit it? So you have to provide the cluster, right? So that is a cluster name. And then where is your source code? You have to provide your source code, job file URL. So you have to provide this thing. So what I'm going to do, copy this thing. Okay, and I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna mention it here. We have project ID is there, cluster name is there, URI we have to define it. That means where is your source code? Okay, where is your source code? You have to paste the source code here, the link of your source code. Okay, the link of your source code you have to paste it here. Okay, so what I will do, let me take a dummy job, and I will try to explain it to you. So something like, I wanted to a dummy job, we will try to create it, guys. So a dummy PySpark job. Okay, here I will create it, new file. So I would just say PySpark dot job, sorry, PySpark under. Okay, let me just mention main dot py. Okay, this is my main.py. I am creating here. So I will try to mention what I can do is that, so you guys already know what we can do with the PySpark. With the PySpark, we can able to read the data from anywhere. We can able to write the data from anywhere. We can able to write the data to anywhere, and we can also do the lot of transformation. And I am leaving it to you. And you take any use case, you try to provide that code for the entire thing. So for now, what I wanted to do is that, okay, so let me take a sample dummy data. Okay, so some hard code values, if I have any, or let me open our Let me open our lab session if we have any code. Okay. 1 minute, guys. Let me do one thing. Okay, let me write some sample code. So let me print anything that is enough for me now. Okay, usually what we will do, sir? Okay, so let us try to print something. Let's not worry about anything. Okay, let's try to some print something. That's it. That is what I wanted to do. Oh, first thing from PySpark, or you can also do one more thing also, sir. You can, we have already seen job one, jobs two, right? You can also keep that job one, job two. And I'm gonna just mention PySpark.sql import Spark session, Spark session. So this is what I wanted to do. First thing is this one from PySpark.sql. We have imported the Spark session. Okay. So instead, I just don't want to just print it. Okay. Just print it. Just print it. Something. Okay. Submitted. But you already know how to provide, create the code. Submitted. Submitted the job successfully and ran successfully. This I'm printing some message for now. So usually I don't want to waste any of the time. You already know that. So take any of the code. So we have already discussed many things here, right? So maybe if you go to your data proc, you will be having job one. Similarly, you can able to read from anywhere. You can able to do the transformations. You can also write it to the anywhere, right? So take any of the example and try to solve it, and that code you can put it here. For now I am not mentioning anything. I just wanted to print this message. Print submitted the job successfully and ran successfully. Submitted the job successfully. Okay. And completed the job successfully. Okay, this is what I wanted to do it. Now that means, so I have to mention this URI. So for example, this main.py, I am going to keep it in the cloud storage. Okay, the main.py, I am going to keep it in the cloud storage and get the link of that cloud storage and put it that as a URI. Go to the cloud storage, take any of the bucket here. I am taking this bucket. Okay, I'm going to keep that main.py here. I'm going to keep it here. Inside this any of the bucket, you can select it and you click on that main.py and you copy this path of the main.py. Copy the path of the main.py. Once you copied it, go here and go here. So you can see here job file URI. URI should be in the Google Cloud Store only. You maintain the path here. Okay, that means your code main.py is available in the one of the bucket called source bucket 942023. Okay, so this is how the PySpark job details like project ID, cluster name, job URI, you have defined it properly. That means the PySpark job is also successfully submitting the job operator also we have defined properly. Okay, so this is also there. The final task is to delete the cluster. Anyone have any questions here? Anyone have any questions here? I am going to take this PySpark task and I will mention it here. Okay. The final thing is that delete cluster is left. All other things are completed. Anyone have any questions? Okay. So that's fine. So now I am going to hope you all can hear me. Hope all are here, right? Okay, great. So one thing that I will do is that I will go here and I will also click on delete cluster. You will also be somewhere having delete cluster also. Look at it here. Yeah, deleting cluster at the top only. Okay, deleting the cluster. To delete a cluster, you can use this below operator. So this is the operator, guys. Sorry. So I'm going to copy this operator and copy this particular task and go to my code. I'm going to paste it here. Change the indentation properly. Okay, you see here the indentation has to be proper. Under this tag only we are defining this task. So that's the reason all these things are in the same frame. And now copy this thing and paste it here. You see here this cluster task is delete cluster. Project ID is defined. Cluster name is already defined. Region is also defined. That means it just need three parameters only, like project ID, cluster name, and as well as the region. You mention all of those things. That's where the delete cluster operator also we have provided properly. Okay, so create cluster by spark job. If you have some five jobs also, you can able to mention them in the five jobs separately and keep them in the parallel. Okay, keep them in the parallel. That is also you have to do. Okay, hope that is also clear, guys. And you can mention the delete cluster here. Now what I will do, save it. I will go to my, this is my code, and I will go to this one. I will put it in the any of the bucket. Sorry. I will go to my cluster, open the Airflow, and open the DAG folder. I'm opening the DAG folder also. So this is the DAG folder. Yesterday we have level 1 DAG.py. I am going to upload level 2 DAG.py. You see here level 2 DAG.py. So once one file successfully uploaded, you go to here and refresh it. Okay, let's refresh it one more time. So let's wait for some time, guys. Meanwhile, if anyone have any questions, you can ask me. Okay, let me refresh it. Still not come yet. Hope we have loaded it in a proper. Where we have uploaded? Yeah, somewhere here. Yeah, it is up. Wait a minute. Why did not have main.py? Not sure why it is taking this much time. It's the same. Okay, why it is file here? Okay, wait a minute, guys. Wait a minute. It's not a Python file. Okay, let me change it. I have copied it anyway. Okay, so let me recreate it. New file, level 1 underscore dag dot py. Replace it. Yes, now it is Python file. Earlier it was not Python file. That's the reason. It's a Python. If the Python, okay, it's level 1 I have given. So sorry, so sorry, so sorry. Okay, I'm gonna rename it to level 2. Refresh it. I'm gonna rename it to level 2. Okay, so let me first delete this level 2. Okay, so this is actually level 2 now. Level 2 is this one. Yes. Okay. So I accidentally deleted the level 1. Let me restore it from Airflow. Okay. That should be created. Yes. Okay, no problem. Now level 2 is there. So what I will do, I'm going to delete it. It was not a Python file, sir. It was created as a some note file, notepad, sorry, file format. So I'm going to upload it now. Level 2. Now it is a Python file. That's the reason it was not detected properly. Now it is a Python file. See it here. Octa stream text expand Python. Actually, it should be come as application Octa stream, but anything is fine. .py is something that we are looking at. Let's see. I don't know why it's not coming yet. Yeah, it came now. See here. So it started running also because we have mentioned the start date yesterday. So that's the reason it should yesterday's time it is going to run now. Okay, so let me go inside it. So it is failed. It seems it has failed. So see here, cluster task was started running. It's because we have mentioned the run was yesterday's time. So that's the reason. And now let me click on this one. Why it is not created the cluster? Let me see. Dataproc resource. Click on this one, and you can able to see somewhere saying that use smaller okay, smaller configuration such as N1 standard 2. Okay, so because we will be having some kind of a limit, guys. So we, even though we are working in the free trial, right, so we will be having some kind of a resource limitation. So you can go here. We can't use the N1 standard 4. We can only use N1 standard 2. Okay, so I'm going to copy this thing. I'm going to replace this entire thing. N1. Okay, so let me say N1 No, no, no. Copy this thing. Change all formats. Paste here. N1 standard 2. Okay. So we are going to do N1 standard 2 now. So we are in a trial period, right? So we will be having some kind of a issues. So I have copied it. So resource limitation issues are there. So I'm going to delete it here. Upload file level 2. Okay, once the level 2 is completed, you click on it here, click on the DAGs. So you go inside it, look at the code if it is updated or not. So no, it's still not updated yet. Okay. Not yet. Not yet. Refresh it. Yeah, it is updated now. See here, it become N1 standard 2. Now I will go to the graph and I will stop creating this thing mark as failed. Usually do the mark as failed, otherwise it will start running it. Upstream failed. Now let me start running it. Trigger DAG. So if you have any of the problems, right, you should be looking at the logs and you should be fixing your task. Okay, so that's the aim. Now see here it is again started running. Okay, so I will also open data proc. I'll also open the data proc here. Data proc clusters, and it is start running. That means the cluster started creating. You can also see here the cluster name was what, sir? The cluster name was test cluster. With this name, the cluster supposed to be created. Yeah, you see here, test cluster is getting created, and this is the region that we have mentioned, and it is getting provisioned now. And we have the dependency properly. So that's the reason until the cluster is created, you can't do any other task. Okay, once the test cluster got created successfully, then only PySpark job will run. Now you go to here and look at the code also. It is still started running, and I will keep on refreshing here. So the assignment for you guys is that do the same activity, but take any of the use case with the PySpark job and try to submit that, load the data from some file and load it to the BigQuery. So that is what is your assignment, sir. Okay, the assignment for you guys is that, okay, do the same activity, create cluster and take a use case, what nothing but read some file and transform it and load it to PQ. So this is your requirement. This is your assignment. And again, delete cluster. Don't forget to do this thing. Delete cluster. Okay, this is the assignment for you guys. Try to do it. Okay, then only you will be able to get some idea, the real time thing. Okay. So I have not taken the use case because you already know how to read the data, how to all of those things you already know. You just have to create that, main.py and just upload it to your bucket and get the URI. That's it. Okay. Yes, the clusters got successfully created. And if you go here and it is auto getted refreshed. Once this is successful, one more task will run. So let's wait. Let me go inside the logs. Also, you can able to look at the logs. Okay. Submit task, create cluster, creating cluster, and there was no update later. Let me go to the grid. Yeah, you see here task 1 got success. Now the task 2 is getting started running. That means if you go to the cluster, you have a one more job submitted to it. You have a one job submitted to it. So you can click on this jobs. See here the job ID we have not given, so that's the reason some job ID, and it was submitted. It the task was PySpark task, and it is been running. And if you wanted to see that more details, go inside it. Okay. And if you wanted to see the logs, because we have not mentioned anything, right, you will be able to see that print values, like what is that our task 2. The task 2 is this one, simply where is our task 2? PySpark job URI. Okay. We have mentioned in the main.py, right? Yes. So I forgot that. So you see here, submitted the job successfully, completed the job successfully. So this is what it will do. Usually, if you do the task, right, you created a data frame, you create a transformation, you load it to all of those details. Also, you can able to do it. So what you have to do? First, once the task is submitted, you can mention the log as submitted the job successfully. Once the data from is created, or once the reading the file is created, you can also print it. So read the data from the source. And after that, next task is printed transformations are completed. Now loading it to the BigQuery, that is also completed. So you can able to print it like this. So once all of your tasks are completed, you will be able to see in this one that the task 2 also successfully completed. Now the task 3, that is deleting cluster, is getting running. So that means you will not be able to see the cluster here. So it is getting deleted. See here, it is already deleted. Now if you go here, it will be also refreshed in the next sometime. So cluster also deleted properly. So it has created, it has submitted the job, the job ran successfully, and once the job is completed, the cluster also deleted. Okay, you will be able to see that also here. Go to the logs. Yeah, it is successful. You see here. At the end, you will be able to see. Uh, Deleted the cluster, deleting the cluster deleted successfully. Okay, success, marking the task as success. Right, you will be able to see all of these things here. Okay, so this job is properly done. Okay, anyone have any questions, guys? So this is how you have to do it. Any number of jobs you have, this is what you have to do. Okay, any questions? Yeah, I'm gonna tell. That's very simple. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you now. Yeah. Okay, assume that. So, for example, sir, I have a level 1 DAG and I have a level 2 DAG. Okay, I have a two other DAGs. So now I wanted to create a DAG. Okay, I have assume that you have not mentioned any schedule information here. you wanted to create a one more DAG which you wanted to trigger the level 1 DAG. Once the level 1 DAG tasks are completed, you wanted to trigger this level 2 DAG. Okay, so you wanted to do this activity. I'm going to tell you now. So assume that you have here level 1 DAG. So this is your level 1 DAG. And likewise, you have a level 2 DAG. Okay, so these are your tasks. Okay, so I am creating a one more DAG, that is my parent DAG. I am creating a one more DAG. I am creating a parent DAG, which will actually trigger this task first, this DAG first, then it will trigger this DAG next. So each DAG will have its own task. Task 1, task 2, task 3. So once the tag is successful, means all the tasks are successful. Once all the tasks are successful, I am going to do this thing. 1, 2, 3. So this is what. So first it will be triggered, next it will be triggered. Okay, so this is what I wanted to do it now, sir. Okay, let us try to create a DAG for that one. So that is new file level 3 DAG dot file. Okay, so I'm creating a level 3 DAG dot file. Okay, so this is what I wanted to do it now. So the very first thing is that for me, all of these things are except this thing. I wanted to import all the modules. I'm going to mention it here. And I wanted to define the DAG and arguments. I wanted to do it. I'm not changing any of these things, guys. Okay, defining the DAG. So this is my level 3 DAG. And the scheduling information, everything I am mentioning here, it like this. Okay, so that's fine. So I'm going to mention here the 13. Okay, sorry, 13. Today's date, because I wanted to manually trigger it. So this is what I have done. So I have defined the DAG properly, arguments, and imported these modules. And I wanted to import the operator also. I will tell you. First thing is that I wanted to create. So this is my level 3 DAG. Or I would just say, instead of level 3, I will just say parent DAG. Okay, parent DAG. That names will be easy. Parent DAG. That will be easy. Now I wanted to create a task 1. Okay. Now what I wanted to do is that, so I wanted to create a task. Okay. So the task is this one. Each DAG will have its own task. Okay. Task underscore 1. Okay. Or let me tell you first what is the operator. Okay. What is the operator? Let me tell you. So trigger other DAGs operator in Airflow. Okay. So trigger other DAGs, right? We wanted to trigger other DAGs. How to use the trigger other DAG in Airflow? I wanted to have a Airflow public. Yeah, here it is. I'm going to go to the public documentation. You see here, trigger DAG run operator, trigger a DAG for a specified DAG ID. So if you have some DAG ID, you wanted to, that's what, right? So we have here, level 1 is there, level 2 is there. If you wanted to trigger these DAGs, I'm creating this, I'm using this operator. How to use the operator also, they will tell you. Okay, how to use the operator also they will tell you. Okay, they have not told you how to use it. Airflow base operator, and it's a very simple, guys. It is actually very simple to use it also. How to use, somewhere it will be, but I don't see it anywhere. Why? It is trigger DAG link, and this is trigger DAG run operator. Yeah, source, you can click on this source and you will be able to somewhere see it here. They might have used it. Trigger diagram. Okay. Okay, this is the source code. Okay, it's not, this is not the one, guys. This is a source code. Trigger diagram operator. Okay, let me go back. Okay, I wanted to, this is the source code of it. I wanted to see how they have used it. Okay, trigger diagram operator. Let me click on this source. Or there will be a, so it's very simple. We just have to mention the, let me say, trigger diagram operator. Okay, this is one, this is two, this is three, and the final one I need four. Okay, this is operator, they have defined it. It's a source code, we can't use it like this. Somewhere it should be, but I do not know why it is not mentioned here. Okay, let me click on this one. Someone is telling, right? Maybe in the Stack Overflow. Okay, so this is what it is. It's very simple. See here. Okay, not this one. Airflow of failure mails, interval execute notebook, Postgres operators. Nope, 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 nope. Yeah, here I think so. Dummy, dummy, dummy. A child DAG. So parent DAG, default arguments, this one. Dummy operator, dummy operator. DAG is equal to DAG, leave it. What he has, what he mentioned. Okay, anyway, I'm gonna write it for you guys so you can look at it. So if it is not mentioned, I've known that how to do that. Okay. So for example, assume that. So you wanted to task one. You wanted to add a task one, that is task one is equal to, you wanted to use that trigger diagram operator, right? I'm gonna, at least I'm gonna copy that operator. Okay. But they are using the dummy operator. I'm not sure why they are using it. You say that, and why you are using that, I'm not sure. How to use this trigger diagram operator? Somewhere here. See here, using a trigger DAG operator. So you have a DAGs, you wanted to trigger this thing. So you can see here, and let me see how they have used it. Okay, trigger DAG. Okay, with the operator. I don't see any yeah, here it is. This is the operator. Okay, this is what it is. See here, task ID and trigger DAG. This is it. Okay, if you mention this thing is enough. Okay, so task ID, what is your task ID? Build a diagram. And what is your trigger DAG ID? So which DAG you wanted to trigger it? That DAG ID. That's it. If you need to have, if you have those two things, that is enough. Okay, that is enough for today. So for that one, let me actually copy that thing. Okay, so let me just copy these things and go here. Just mention this thing here. Okay, not, it is not there already. Okay, so this is what it is, and I'm gonna close the bracket here. Okay, this operator is not defined, so I'm gonna import it as well. So you see here, I'm gonna change this name. I don't want this name. Trigger level one. Okay, level one DAG, level one DAG, level one, and the DAG ID we have to mention. What is my DAG ID, sir? This is not my DAG ID. You go here, you go here. This is your DAG ID. Copy this one properly. Copy this one properly. Okay, and go here and mention it like this. Automatically, when this runs, this will be running. Okay, it will be triggering this one. This is the operator, and this operator is not defined. And you go here, maybe in the up, they will be imported it. They have not imported it. Okay, that's actually not a good way of for doing it. So they have not imported it. That's not correct. But let me import it anyway. It will be, I'm going to use it here. So this is what it is. It is there in the airflow dot operators trigger drag run. Okay, so let me, yeah, here it is. class dot airflow dot operators dot diagram operator. So we have to use the same thing. Airflow dot operators. This is one I wanted to, and okay. So this is there in the airflow operators. I think somewhere it should be properly. I'm not sure. Somewhere I forgot, I guess. So it should be somewhere properly with all the details and how to use it. Also, okay, let me copy this operator name and then I will try to set it with that one. Trigger diagram operator example. Example. Okay. No, no, they have not. They have not given it. Public documentation. It is not there. Okay. Not this one. Not this one. This is a. Okay. Okay. Yes. Somewhere here they have mentioned. Copy this thing. You see here. This is what. So task ID I have mentioned, trigger tag ID. If you have any configurations, also you can mention here. I do not have any configurations. I am not mentioning anything. My main intention is to trigger one more tag. Copy this thing and go to your code. At the top, you mention it here. From Airflow dot trigger diagram import diagram operator. That's it, right? So again, you wanted to do the task two. As I know that you wanted to trigger one more task. This is my task two. Okay, and this time the DAG is level 2. Okay, this time the DAG is level 2. All right. Okay, so the level 2, the name should be same, sir, otherwise it will fail. Okay, this is same. Okay, and I wanted to do what, sir? I wanted to mention the dependency also. Sorry, I wanted to mention the dependency also. Dependency is like this, very simple. Task 1. Once the task 1 is completed, I wanted to do the task 2. Or if you wanted to run at the same time parallel, that's also fine. Okay, you wanted to run both of them at the parallel also, that's also fine. Okay, so it takes a lot of time, or else it's fine. Okay, it's fine. What I will do, you can mention them in the parallel. That's actually a very good step, because these tasks are independent tasks, so that's the reason I wanted to. If these tasks are dependent, then you have to mention in the dependency manner. Okay, now these are independent, I'm going to mention in the this one. Okay, here it is dependency. Okay, so this is how it is. I have imported all the modules, define the arguments, define the DAG dependency also here, copy, save it, and go to your here and try to upload that particular level 3. It's very simple, guys. It only needs one parameter, that is which DAG you wanted to trigger. That's it. Other than that, it will not ask you anything. Okay, let's wait. The operator will be loaded. Refresh it. You still not get yet. Let's okay. At least let me see whether this is a Python file. Yes, it's a Python file, and here also it's a Python file. Yeah, make sure that it's a Python, sir. Oh, there's some error. Let's look at it. Okay. Okay. Sorry guys. Sorry guys. See here, the task ID is same. So you cannot use the same task ID for the both the tasks. You change it here. Okay. So this type of a things you should not do it. So if we are while practicing, if you get it, that's what how you are going to learn it, right? So here I have mentioned the task ID same. Now I have changed it. The task ID is level 1 here, level 2 here. Save it and go here, re-upload it. Okay, I'm gonna upload the file level 3 dag.py. Okay, it's uploaded. You go to the airflow and refresh it one more time. Okay, let's wait, guys. So it may not be able to refresh it at the same time. So it's gonna take some time. Okay. So here you see here we have a parent dag. Okay, which will be triggering the level 1 and level 2. Let's click on this parent dag. So we are inside the parent dag. You see here how many dags? So trigger level 1, trigger level 2. So if you see here, these are not actually tasks. These are actually the DAGs, and we are going to trigger the one more DAG, and that actually will be having the task. You can also look at the code. Okay, this is a very simple code. Go to the grid and trigger it manually. So click on this play button, click on this trigger DAG manually. Okay, so see here, both of the tasks are started running because it's a parallel task. So it's a parallel task. You see here, what is the dependency? So this is a dependency. That means it's a parallel task. Both are started running. Okay, so both are successful. I don't agree on that. Okay, so let me see. Started today. Okay, this is successful. That's actually fine. Okay, this is done. This is successful, guys. Just now it ran. You see here, 10, 20, 13. So just now it has run. That's actually perfectly fine. But the other task will not run that much time, but it is already ran or what? Okay, it is started running. You see here. Okay. Both have started running. One was completed and it is one more is running. That means the data pro cluster is getting created now. You see here, the data pro cluster is getting created. So that is the code, sir. What you want, you got it. Right? Any questions? Someone asked me, I told you this thing. Any questions, guys? Anyone? It's a by default, all the monitoring will be enabled. You can check the log. Yeah, you can also go to the cloud logging and monitoring. You can able to check it. Yes. Any other questions, anyone? Okay. So it will run, sir, successfully. Anyway, just now it was run. So I'm going to delete my entire Airflow environment. Okay. So this is it for today. Anyone have any questions? You can use it, but who will be starting it? So someone has to start it, right? If it is running, then it's fine. Okay, if it's not running, that's the problem, right? The cluster is very costly. So that's the reason I don't want it to keep it idle. So whenever I need it, I will start running it. I will create it, I will start running it, I will delete it. So that's what I will do. Okay. It's the same thing. They will do the same thing, but they will use the Composer or Terraform or some other things. But the activity they are doing is same. This is what they do. The cluster creates on the time and it will submit the job. It will be created. That's what they do. Yeah. Okay, guys. So this is it for today. I'm going to delete it. Even you can also go inside it. You will be having a one more task here, and it is also okay. It is not submitted yet. You will be getting the task here. That's what I'm gonna delete my environment, and for now I will manually delete my cluster. Usually, once the task is completed, it will delete it. But I have already deleted my environment. So that's the thing. And yeah, okay, guys. Thank you all. Have a great day.